First thing you want to do is go to the Big Cartel app. Make sure you already have an account. Then go to where it says account. Scroll all the way to the bottom till you get to where it says apps. Make sure that you have already downloaded the Printful app. And then once you have downloaded, then make sure that you have created a store. We're going to click on it and connect your store to the Printful account. And then once you have that, go to product templates. And because this is your first product template, you're going to press where it says create your first product template. And then here are the men's clothing. On the right hand, we have the women's clothing and then the kids and youth clothing, the hats, some accessories. There's also home and living things that you guys can add to your store. And then you guys can even do a collection. And if you have a specific brand, then you can click on brands. This is where the unisex shirts are at. So that's why I'm going to the men's clothing. As you guys can see, they have the men's shirts, obviously, but also unisex. And so they have different ones like the long sleeves, but I am gonna use the unisex shirts. So we're gonna click on that. And these are Bella Canvas 3001. So that's the ones that I use for my business. And then you have to choose a technique. I'm going to go with printing, but if you guys want, you guys can even do embroidery. I think it's a little bit more expensive, but it's an option. And then at the bottom, you guys can see that you can choose the colors that you want. And I'm just going to go with 2 colors. You have the option of picking all the colors. And this is how it would look if you select all of them. I personally don't recommend this because you're giving your customers so many options that it could overwhelm them to the point where they just don't buy. So I'm only going to pick 2, and I'm going to go with solid black and olive because those shirt colors complement my design very well, I feel like. So I'm going to go with those. And I could add another one, but I think I'm just gonna go with those. And now we're gonna choose file. So we're gonna upload the design. So on the left side is where you upload a design that you already have. And then on the right, you guys can choose from their sample files. So I'm gonna choose my design. And so this is a design that I'm going to go with. Now, this part is extremely crucial. You have to make sure that your design is centered and it's at the size that you want. Because the way you leave it on here, that's the way they're going to print it. So you have to make sure that you're listening to what the warnings are telling you so that you have a good print. So here it's saying part of your design for this layer is outside the print area. So I'm just gonna have to make it smaller until that warning goes away. So I'm kind of just messing with the sizing. Okay, so see there it went away. But if I go a little bit more, it's going to appear again. So I'm just going to do it to the point where it's gone. That way I know that it's going to print on the print area. Making sure that it's nice and centered. Right here, I'm just showing you guys that's how big the design is. If you need to measure a shirt. That way you kind of get an idea. That's how it's going to look on the black. And as you guys saw, that's how it's going to look on the olive color. So that's if you guys are doing front. But you also have the option of putting a design in the back. And you could just go up there and press back and just drop it there. You guys can even do an outside label, or you guys can do an inside label. All you have to do is just add your logo to where it says drop your design here. Just add your logo, and I'm going to do it really fast just to show you guys how it would look. So I'm going to select my logo. And if I was doing this for real, like I would remove the background of my logo so that the white can go away. And that's technically how it would look if you were to do a label. Keep in mind that it's $2.49 extra per shirt. So I'm not gonna be doing that. So I'm gonna delete it. So now let's go back to the front. And I think it looks great. I like the way it is. So now I'm going to hit continue. And so here I'm going to change the title. Well, I'm just going to add the first 3 words of the design just so that, the customer can get an idea of the shirt. And also when they buy, I know what shirt they're buying. Okay, so then I'm going to save it. And then now I'm going to add it to the store. These parts are very crucial because here you have to make sure that the colors are the ones you want, the sizes are the ones you want, and if you have to make changes, because it lets you know if there's certain sizes that are not available in certain colors. Everything looks great, so I'm going to proceed to the mock-ups. And now this is crucial as well because the mock-ups that you leave on here, those are the ones that they're going to display on your store. So I'm just gonna go with some basic ones where there's no distractions. So I'm gonna do the flat mock-ups. I could do the flat lifestyle mock-ups, but I feel like there's just too much distraction. So I'm gonna just leave it with the flat mock-ups, and I'm going to proceed to details. Here you guys can change your description. They give you guys a description. It's up to you whether you want to use it or not. Because I'm just showing you guys how this works, I'm going to leave that description. But if I was going to actually use it, I would just add a flare to it. Make sure that you guys add categories if you guys sell multiple things. If not, then you don't have to add a category. I sell multiple things, so I'm going to add the women's tees category. Okay, so this part right here that I am highlighting, that's how much Printful is gonna take from each order total. They're gonna take $12.95 from each shirt, from the total of the shirt order. And that's because at the end of the day, they are fulfilling the shirt. They're making it and everything. So that's their price that they're setting. You can see the 2XL is a bit more. So the price does go up as the size goes up. So keep that in mind for when you're putting your prices. So now here is where you get to put your price. So I'm going to change my prices. And obviously the 2XL, I'm going to raise it a little bit higher because they raise it higher. And then here you guys can see the profit. So you're profiting $9.05. I think that's great considering that you are not going to be fulfilling the order. You're not making it, you're not packaging it, and you're not shipping it. So I consider that a win. So everything looks great. Now I'm going to submit to the store so you guys can see it has added a new product. I'm going to press done. And I want to double check that it did go through. So I'm going to go to products and yep, it's right there. So now if you guys want to make any last minute changes, maybe add another, shirt picture, you guys can. If you want to change your description, if you guys want to add shipping, this is where you would do it. Like the shipping total, that's where you would do it. But other than that, everything looks great. So I'm just going to leave it as is.